My name is Charles J. Dougherty, Jr., and my rank was E6, machinist mate first class. In our rooms, in any room, in all the rooms on this ship, and like I said, it had 524 guys, so it had a lot of compartments. In each compartment, they had a box with a knob on there that had 16 different ways of going. And I says, you know, there's only 2 types of music down here, I hear. What was it now? Country and Western. You know, and I says, that gets old after a while because, you know, I'd say at least 60% of this crew is black. And I don't think they go for country and Western music that much. Well, what's wrong with that? I says, do you know the tension on this ship right now? If you look at a black guy the wrong way, you could get into a fight. You could start a rumble. And I says, we're going to correct that though. So I went up to the engineer and I says, engineer, I says, can you spare a interior communications electrician for me? And he says, what do you want to do? I says, I want to be the disc jockey on this bad boy here. And I says, he says, you want to be the what? I said, I want to be the disc jockey. And he says, well, what are you going to, I mean, what, did you just pull that out of the air? I says, no, I was a disc jockey, you know, in school and everything. I like music a lot, you know. And he says, well, what do you have to say? I says, well, right now, I says, I'd be the rockin' doc from WSHIT, that brown spot on your dial. I says, my initials are Charles Joseph Dougherty Jr. That's CJ to DJ. What else do you want? You want somewhere else? Give me that electrician and I'll tell you what I'm gonna do to you. He says, okay, tell me. I says, I wanna get 16 knobs on there. I want a knob for every compartment, every music that I have that I'm gonna make for you guys in this. And he says, for everybody? And I says, for everybody. It'll be labeled. Who wants what? Country and Western, rock and roll, whatever, Latino, you know, and the officers will have their music, you know. And he says, you can do that. I said, if I have the electrician that you're going to give me, and yeah, I can do that. I got the music for it. And he says, all right, we'll see. And 3 weeks later, I was up and running. Half of my machine, half of my shop was about this long, and half of it, and the other half was working, my tools and everything like that. That was all music over there. And he says, he came down one day and he says, is this the auxiliary gang? I said, yes, sir. This is the auxiliary gang. I said, this is the rock and dock over here, and this is A gang over here. He says, well, you guys are doing a hell of a job. He says, you know, the tension on this ship has, oh, yeah, immensely. Oh, they're talking to each other now. The whites and the blacks, I says, they can go down the corridor and talk to each other side by side. And I says, that never happened before. And I says, the music calms the beast. And if you have something, you got to correct it. And that's my correction. Believe it or not, it was, oh, how can I say it now? It's Detroit, the Detroit sound, okay? And I says, you know, I bet these guys would like that, you know? I'm going to put some of that, I'm going to make tapes and see if they would like that. And I put that on one time, and you can see these guys, yeah, oh man, yeah, look at, hey, all right, where the hell's that doc at, you know? And I says, you know, come on up and see me. If you have any wants or anything like that, I can put them on this for you, you know? You have any like a birthday or something coming up, you want me to announce it? I can announce it, and we can, you know, tape it and put it on. Later on, it'll come out. He says, no problem. I says, come on down, you know. I said, it's the A gang on one side and it's the doc on the other side. And he says, the doc. I says, we gotta get you a name. The doc. Nah, that ain't gonna cut it, you know. And they came up with the Rock and Doc, you know, and they you gotta get a quick in there, you know. I says, well, I'll think of something. I'll work on something, you know. And it came. I heard my the guy that they say looked like me, Jonathan Winters. When I was growing up, they says, you know, you look like him a lot. And he has that baseball. He used to throw the baseball and catch it like that, and yeah, okay, and throw it back. Oh, I caught that one a little low there. Come on, bring it up a little bit, you know. And all right, but he said that one time, and I says, I didn't hear that, did I? I didn't hear that the way he said that, did it? The Rock and Doc, and it came from WSHIT, that brown spot on your dial, and I said, well, that's pretty good, you know. And it didn't hit me, you know, WSHIT, and then the brown spot, I says, oh man, that works right nice. But at the first, I didn't, it went right over my head. And I said, this was great.